What is up everybody? It's Samuel from the Yes to Life show, and this is part 1 of our Christmas series. This is about our Christmas roast. So let's get started. This roast is based on lentils, so it is really high in protein. It has a similar texture due to the chickpea flour that we will add, and at the end we coat it in a puff pastry, so it looks super nice and tastes really nice. This recipe consists of 3 main parts. The first part is to bring some of the ingredients in a pan together. The second part is mixing the dough and bringing it in to heat in the oven. And then the third part is coating it in the puff pastry and using agave juice glaze to give it a bit more brownish look and taste. So I start by boiling the mountain lentils that I have soaked overnight in water. You bring them to boil and let them there for 30 minutes. In the meantime, you can start to prepare the things in the pan. So for this, you cut 2 onions. You also slice garlic and a piece of ginger. You bring in a pan 2 tablespoons of olive oil to around medium heat. Don't make it too hot. And then add the garlic, the ginger and the onion in there. Let them there for around 10 minutes. Make sure that nothing burns and the flavor really comes out. Now add in the spices, 2 teaspoons of nutmeg, 1 teaspoon of cloves, 2 teaspoons of cinnamon and 2 teaspoons of cardamom. Combine everything well, add in 3 tablespoons of tomato paste, combine it again and then pour it over with a 1/4 cup of vegetable stock. Now leave it there for another 2 to 3 minutes and then set it aside. Time to get back to the lentils. So after the lentils have boiled, you rinse them in cold water, put them into your mixing bowl and then use a fork or a masher or whatever you have, a tool to kind of make them small. You want to have still little chunks in there, but also have overall a lentil sort of mash. Into that you now add 2 cups of chickpea flour and the spices that you have from the pan. So add all in there and start combining everything until you get this gluey and sticky brown mixture overall. After that is done, you add in a glass of corn, you add in a diced paprika and also a cup of crushed walnuts. I've used a food processor before to crush them and make them small. Combine everything again. And now the dough is pretty much ready. Now you just need to add everything into the oven. So for that, I've lined a baking form with baking parchment. You add in the dough in there. The oven you have preheated to 180 degrees Celsius, which is around 350 degrees Fahrenheit. You add the whole roast in there for around 45 to 50 minutes. Before we start with the puff pastry, we prepare a glaze. So this is very simple. You take a small bowl, you add in 2 tablespoons of olive oil as well as 2 tablespoons of agave juice and mix everything until it's combined very well. Now get the puff pastry out of the fridge and roll it onto your cutting board or surface or whatever you prepare your food. So after the roast is in the oven for 50 minutes, you can take it out and make sure you get it out of the form, out of the baking parchment. It needs to be in the middle of the puff pastry that you have. I coat every side of the puff pastry with some of the glaze that I have before, and then you take it and fold it over the roast that you have. So you roll it into the puff pastry, take the ends and fold them on top. After you finish that step, just add the remaining glaze on top of the whole roast and make small cuts with a knife so the air can get out. Put it back into the oven for another 20 minutes until it gets brown, and voila, there you have it and it's ready. So this is part 1 of our Christmas series. We like to serve this roast with the sauce that we've prepared, with the brown Christmas gravy, with the potato dumplings that we have prepared and with the wrapped cabbage. So stay tuned for the other videos. Thank you for watching this one. I really hope you will enjoy the roast and stay tuned for the next videos.